Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to Touch of Class with Tina. I am back today. We have a special guest that was appearing on our show. He have appeared before. His name is Walter Epps. His first appearance on my show, he was the CEO and founder of Detroit Metropolitan Club in June of 2015. So make sure you go back and look at it. Now I'm interviewing him now. You can hear him speak to you and ask the questions that I need to ask for him running as sheriff. He is running for our sheriff, Wayne County Sheriff. Here's a picture of him. And I made sure that I had it for the appearance so you could see him. Hi, Walter. How are you today?
Good. How you doing, Tina?
I'm good, thank you. So I have some questions for you and the audience, so everybody who haven't saw you, they will get a chance to hear what you have to say. Okay? All right. So tell me and the audience a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I was born and raised in the city of Detroit. All my education is from within the city, Detroit Public School System. I graduated from Northwestern High School. In fact, I'll go back a little bit. I attended most of my high school time was at Southeastern, the Jungle Liz. Then I ended up graduating from the Big and O, Northwestern. From there, I did my first year of college at Wayne State.
Okay.
And I needed some help financially with school, so I joined the United States Navy.
Okay.
After a few years with the Navy, I returned home, and ultimately, I joined the Sheriff's Department.
Okay.
Yep, I joined the Sheriff's Department. Where I worked from deputy up to executive lieutenant.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'll let you go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm listening. The audience is listening.
Okay. So, when I worked with the Sheriff's Department, I started at, I was 22 and a half years old when I started with the Sheriff's Department. Mm-hmm. I got hired just out the military, and so I've led and or worked any of the units, most of the units within the Sheriff's Department. So in that sense, I tell you, I know that I'm the most qualified, experienced for this position. No other candidate has that history with the Sheriff's Department. But again, I have that history. After I retired from the Sheriff's Department in 2010, right now I work with the city of Detroit under the chief financial officer, the office of the chief financial officer, and I lead our income tax team.
Okay.
And I'm still in the Navy. I'm still in the Navy Reserves. I have a little over 28 years with the Navy. I can retire anytime from the Navy. But I'm a supply officer in the Navy. That's a financial professional in the civilian world. And I do have my master's and my bachelor's degree both in accounting.
Okay. That's really nice. That's nice. Okay. So what made you want to run for sheriff?
So I'll tell you, it's the conditions of the department right now. Remember I told you back in 2010 when I retired, I actually ran against the late great Napoleon back then, God rest his soul. And then afterwards, after that I talked with Eaddy, and he guaranteed me that he would look after the department and make us all proud, and I think he did just that.
Yes.
But now, since Benny is out, is no longer with the Sheriff's Department, and we have a new administration there. It's just the Sheriff's Department is just it's in disarray. It's just in bad shape. So that's what's actually giving me the reason to run now. Is one because of the bad shape
Okay. All right. So, what are some of your challenges you faced in the past, and how have you dealt with them?
In the past,
Yes.
so you know what? I'll be honest with you. When you say past, you know, we so I've been a government employee all my life,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
On the city level, the county level, and even the federal level. I've always worked for, been a public servant
Okay.
all my career. And it is challenging. It is challenging to work for a government agency because of the resources, right? We just don't have all the resources that we wish we could have.
Yes.
But how we overcome them is just through experience, gaining experience of what we do, knowing and understanding exactly what it is we do, who we serve, like the citizens of Wayne County, for example, and understanding those needs.
Okay.
Once we understand those needs, once we understand our communities, and we do understand the resources that we have, we can overcome any issues, and that's pretty much what I've done in the past.
Okay. So, how do you handle conflict?
I've always been good with conflict. You know, whenever I see what others may consider conflict,
Mhm.
it's more of a challenge to me. You mentioned earlier how to overcome challenges. Um, but a conflict, right, is just a challenge to me.
Okay.
And for me, every challenge, every issue has a solution.
Okay.
I'm a firm believer in that. No matter how big or small, it has a solution. It's just up to people to work together. And that's I've been, I've been an advocate of that, and I work exceptionally well in that area.
Okay.
To find solutions, we have to work together, and
Okay.
that's what I've been doing.
All right. So, could you describe a conflict you had with a previous colleague, and how did you resolve that one?
I really don't have conflict, to
Okay.
be honest, right? Because I'll tell you why. Again, whenever we
Mhm.
have a disagreement, but because that happens all the time.
Yes.
Let's call this a conflict. What I've always been good at doing is listening and understanding what it is the other person is trying to say or trying to convey.
Mhm.
And then I make sure that they understand what it is, what my message is. And
Okay.
once we understand each other, once we communicate in a certain way, usually we can come to terms. Even if it's one of those scenarios where it's agree to disagree. I
Okay.
think we all come out winners that way.
All right. I agree. Thank you. So, my next question for you is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, we got to get through August 2nd first, right? We win
Yes.
this competition. We win this race, this election. The sheriff's department. I see the sheriff's department. I'll apply that to the sheriff's department. I see the sheriff's department being in much better shape than what it's in now.
Yeah.
Much better, 100 times better.
Okay.
Bringing up, increasing the staffing. Um, creating a healthy work environment for the officers and for the men and women that are detained in our facilities.
Okay. I appreciate that. So, audience, I hope you are listening and watching my show today. My show is about Walter Epps running for Wayne County Sheriff, and he is online with us talking about uh, talking about our community and what's so important about it. I appreciate him being here. You will see a little bit more of him once he wins for sheriff. I had to say that. So the next question for you, Mr. Epps, is what is your favorite thing about our community?
The favorite thing is the people themselves, right?
Yeah.
Um, our community in Wayne County, we have the most diverse community in the state. And we just have a very interesting community. We all learn from one another. So plain and simple, it's the people themselves and the diversity of our communities. I love that.
Okay. All right. So I wanted to know, people in our role often work non-standard hours. What is your availability? And are you willing to work in any staff shift? So that's two questions in
Um,
one.
yeah, maybe,
So people in the role work non-standard hours. What is your availability for working? And are you willing to work in any shift?
yeah, so in this position as a sheriff, the sheriff law enforcement, in theory, we're on the clock 24 hours. There is no shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
And with me running for sheriff being and I'm running for the top cop of Wayne County, I work around the clock. My responsibility is to the community. I work for the citizens of Wayne County, and they expect me to be there day, night, rain, shine, and available at all times around the clock. And running for this position, I accept that.
Okay.
I accept that responsibility.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So now we know we'll be safe, secure, and you'll be there 24/7, basically. But thank
Right.
you. So what is your prior
Yeah.
experience in law enforcement? Can you give me some details about that?
Yeah, so let me start with the military. I got 28 years with the military. So, a little over. So,
Okay.
I'm a financial professional in the military. But initially, when I was enlisted, so I'm an officer now. I'm a lieutenant commander, and I'm a supply officer. But before then, I was enlisted. And I was actually assigned, for years, I was assigned to our security unit. And that's, our security unit, our shore patrols with the Navy, that's our police in the military. MPs, military police is what we were. So I got a deep history going back in law enforcement. Now,
Okay.
extending that to the sheriff's department, man, again, I work just about every unit with the sheriff's department.
Okay.
I was pretty busy out here. I mean, I could go on for a while talking about the things I did with the sheriff's department. In fact, I asked people to Google. Just go to Google, put my name in, and you can go way back and see the achievements that I made within the department. A lot of the things that I did with the department. And this is from a deputy up through a commanding officer.
Okay.
But I was on a SWAT team. I led our special operations team, which consisted of vice and narcotics. I did fugitive apprehension, child rescue. I did a little bit of everything with the sheriff's department. I was pretty involved in law enforcement.
Okay.
There's not too many areas that I did not work with in law enforcement.
Okay. Well, thank you. So what is your experience leading a team?
So I'll tell you, my first experience with leadership was go all the way back to boot camp. I was designated as back then we called it the AROC in boot camp, and that was just the individual that was a second in command. So me and the first command, which we back then we called the RPOD, we led the unit. That was our responsibility to lead the unit. Mm-hmm. And from there, I advanced with the Navy. Every advancement we make from E3 up through E4, E5, E6, those advancements opened up more leadership responsibility for us. So, and now that I'm an officer with the Navy, so I've been in leadership roles since I was 19. And I just haven't stopped since then. And then every position that I've had since then, even with the city of Detroit right now, I'm in leadership positions. So my experience in leadership just, man, since I can remember, since I was 19.
Okay. So, what would you do differently if you won as sheriff?
So what I would do differently is totally different than what the current administration is doing. We just have two different agendas. First, and this is just I'll reveal my plan, which I've been speaking about it since day one in since I've been running, and all of this is actually explained on my website, WalterEpps4Sheriff.com. It just lays out my entire plan. But what I would do differently first with our jails, right? Well, first thing we got to do is build up the staff. We got to get our rank and file up to manageable levels, right?
Right.
So once we do that, what I plan to do is bring services to our jails. Services like mental health, services that assist people with drug abuse, and no employment, underemployment, training. Right? I want to bring those type of those necessary elements to the jails. So while men and women are detained, they can receive those services. And when they're released, this is the most important part. When they're released, those services will follow, whether it's mental health or even services to assist with drug addiction.
Okay.
I think the most important part is once an individual is released, that it follows them, that they have the ability to thrive once they're released. It helps in reducing crime because these men and women will tend to not recidivate because they're getting the things that they need.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and then second, I'll finish that. Second, I want to put deputies on the street. I want to create units, all the units that were lost. So the Sheriff's Department have lost many units this administration. And it's because they don't understand the budget. They don't understand how to finance and budget those units, how to create opportunities to put officers on the street. Well, I want to bring all that back. The more officers that we have on the street to assist one another, the safer our communities are.
Okay. So, in your own words, what does a sheriff do?
So the sheriff has the primary responsibilities of the jails, the courts, and the parks.
Yes.
So how maintaining our jails and overwatching the men and women that are detained in those jails, providing court security in our circuit court, and park patrol. So there are certain parks in Wayne County that the sheriff is responsible for providing law enforcement for. Those are the sheriff's primary responsibilities. That's what we're mandated to do.
Okay.
But you heard me mention many other units.
Yes.
With those units, I want to bring those units back in a supporting manner. That way, the Sheriff's Department can support our local law enforcement agencies and their efforts.
Okay. I really appreciate you coming on here talking about what you're going to do and how you're going to help.
Yeah, I just want to leave the audience with this note. August 2nd is the election. That's the last day to vote, right?
Right.
The last day to vote in person and to turn in your ballot. What I ask people to do is understand the sheriff's race and how important it is.
Okay.
And I say that because who we have running for sheriff. And
Yes.
all you simply have to do is do just a little bit of research. Just Google, you can Google me and the other candidate, you'll see a huge difference.
Okay.
A complete difference. You'll understand why I say this is an important race.
Okay. I appreciate you coming on here and talking to the audience about everything that we're discussing today. And everybody, again, Walter Epps, can you please give everyone your website and your number to contact you if they need to speak to you before August the 2nd, where everybody go out and vote?
Yeah, so the best way to contact me is through the website, which is WalterEpps4Sheriff.com. And Epps is spelled EPS, WalterEpps4Sheriff.com. In fact, if you go to that site, you can leave a message, and more than likely me or somebody from the team will get back with you directly. And if it's a request, a special request for anything, I'll get back with you directly myself.
Okay. I got one more final thing to ask you before we go off the air. If you win, what 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 people expect out of you? What would people expect out of you?
Honesty
Mm-hmm.
and integrity, right? People want a leader that will be honest
Yes.
and respectful, right? We have to be respectful of the community and accountable for for fulfilling the responsibility that it shares, and responsible to the citizens of our community, and that's
Yes.
exactly what I'll do.
I agree. I thank you so much for everything. You have been doing a fabulous job. Oh, what change would you bring to our community?
So just what we talked about, right?
Yeah.
I think my platform is the best one for reform. Right now, law enforcement across America, United States, has a black eye on it, right?
Yes.
Citizens just don't trust the police. It's hard getting applicants, and the police is just outliers from our communities, from the communities that we serve.
Yes.
So what I plan to do is bridge that gap. Is show our communities that we are one with the communities, and the community are one with us, with law enforcement. That's the first thing we have to do is bridge this relationship,
Okay.
and get to make sure that our citizens trust us.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you. Give me your website real fast before we air off.
WalterEpps4Sheriff.com.
More final question. This is a big one. How would you help our people from police brutality in our community?
So, and I'm glad you asked that question. That's why, right? The people just don't trust the police is because of the relationships because of all the incidents that just mount up to the police being against the citizens, or that's the impression, right?
Yes.
So, my plan is to again bridge that gap between the communities and the citizens. But in the sheriff's role, right? As
Yes.
long as my brothers and sisters from the other law enforcement agencies around Wayne County, as long as they're good with it, and I've talked with a bunch of them. But the Wayne County Sheriff Department is a diverse department, right? We have a little bit of everybody. Different people from different backgrounds and cultures working for that department. So I think that we can take lead in a lot of the initiatives in bridging our citizens with law enforcement agencies around Wayne County. And when we all understand one another, I think those relationships will become better.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming here today and being here with me on the show. And I love the questions. And everybody should have his website. He said it a couple times. I also have his card where the information is directly right here. As you can see, Walter Epps for Sheriff. Don't forget, August the 2nd. I need people to get out and vote for him. He's a good candidate. He's a round, well-educated person. He has a lot of stability to help our society. So I need all of you to get up again and vote. And I appreciate you coming on Touch a Class with Tina today. And I'm glad that you got the opportunity to hear the questions that I gave out to Walter Epps that's running for our sheriff. So please, everybody, get up, go out, and vote August the 2nd for Walter Epps for our sheriff. So please do so. And thank you, Walter, for being on the show today.
Thank you, Tina. I had a good time.
All
as
right.
always.
All right. I appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Touch a Class with Tina. And we just did our show with Walter Epps for Sheriff. Again, here's a picture of him. I wanted to read back his email address so you could go on there and get in touch with him. Walter Epps 69 at yahoo.com. Please make sure you go on there. If you need to know details about him, about what is he running for, what is he worth as far as education, what is he doing for our city, what is he doing for our community, I appreciate it. If everyone please go on the show and please go out August the 2nd and vote for Walter Epps. Again, his website is Walter Epps 69 at yahoo.com. Please make sure you go on there, Walter Epps for Sheriff.com. I need you to go on there, and I need you to get out and vote. Come on, people. We need a new change. We need a new sheriff, and we need somebody that's qualified for this job. So please make sure you go out and vote. Walter Epps Sheriff.com. Make sure you go. And if you need to get in touch with me, come on Touch a Class with Tina. My number is 313-614-7556. I hope you enjoyed our show today, and I hope that you tune in and go back and look at some of the shows I did for the last 2 years. I did a recent one in January. I did one in December. So I'm back, and I'm going to get it together so we can be on here daily. But make sure you get out August the 2nd. Vote for the candidates. I don't know everyone. I've met a lot of people this year for the voting for August the 2nd, for voting on different people, the districts, the judges. So make sure you vote for our sheriff, Walter Epps. Again, Walter Epps, sheriff for sheriff.com. Make sure you tune in and watch him. And make sure you tune in my show to watch it. 313-614-7556. Touch a Class with Tina. Make sure you tune in. Go on YouTube and you'll be able to see the show. So tune in. Walter Epps, please vote. August the 2nd. Here's a little bit of him in his background with the military, with his mom. And there he go. So he's a brown guy. He's very educated. He got good job. He's still in the military. He's really working really hard. Graduated from Wayne State. So everybody, please join in. Tune in to Touch a Class with Tina. And I hope you enjoyed the show with Walter Epps for Sheriff today. Vote August the 2nd. Thank you, and have a good afternoon.